Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we are reviewing these brand new blushes from Armani, these Dolci makeup blushes. I'm so excited to get into these little beauties right here. I'm going to let you know what I think of the formula, about the price tag, about the size of the product, the shades, all that good stuff. It is America's 250th birthday today as I'm filming. There are fireworks going on all around me because I decided to film too late today. So it's going to be a quick demo, a fun demo of this. You're going to hear fireworks. You're going to hear some bad jokes. You're going to hear me talk about how I ruined my blouse in the making of this film. We're going to have so much fun. So without further ado, let's get this party started. All right, beauties. So it's time to get into these little teeny tiny blushes from Armani. I mean, they're really bite-sized. Look at that. They're cute though, aren't they? I'm excited to get into them. I wanted all the shades, but I'm trying to be good. So I picked out the three that I thought that you would be most interested in, the ones that I was most interested in, starting with this beautiful caramel shade. Now, I did play with these a little bit off camera. It's not a true first impression, but I'm still testing out the formula, gathering my esteemed, esteemed opinion on the longevity of these. What I can tell you is that these are beautiful. The way that they apply is just perfection. I can't wait to show you. And the shades, I want to get all of them. And I will one day. But for now, we're going to focus on these three beauties, these teeny tiny blushes together today. All right, so let us swatch these. I'll tell you a little bit about the price, the formula, all that jazz. So these are the Armani Dolci makeup blushes. And I picked up the shade Rose, Caramel, and Cinnamon. Now, these are tiny, like I've implied, but they're mighty. So you get 8 grams of product in this. These retail for $39. They are a cream to powder formula. They're supposed to provide all day wear, matte finish, a soft matte finish, blur on the skin. And I cannot tell you about all day wear, but I can tell you that they do last nicely for a few hours. And the finish on your makeup loving cheeks is going to be beautiful. I think these are perfect for your makeup bag, your pocketbook, whatever it may be. They're just so good for travel, for freshening up during the day, all that jazz. So I'm excited, even though they're small, they're expensive for what they are. But the good thing is, unlike the Victoria Beckham blush styluses that we tried together recently, you don't need a lot of product to get a lot of pigment. So it's not such a bad thing that they're tiny. And they're cute, like little macaroons for your pocketbook. All right. So we're going to start with the rose first. I'm going to try it different today. I'm going to go with the vertical swatch as opposed to the horizontal, since we only have 3. So this is rose, caramel. That's caramel. The shade is gorgeous on the cheek. Absolutely divine. And then cinnamon is kind of like a fun bronzer shade. Or if you're a deeper skin tone, oh, it's gorgeous. I should have showed you up close all these little ones. Excuse me. I'm just so excited to play with these. I'm forgetting my manners. Please. The YouTube Academy will not be happy with me for this, but I'm in deep water with them anyway for all the makeup blunders that I've made on my channel in the past. So maybe they'll forgive me for this indiscretion as I almost dropped them. That would be so typical. Okay. All right. So now you have cinnamon, caramel, and rose. So again, you're not getting a ton of product with these, but I think you'll see that the pigment has a significant payoff. So I think we'll be okay. And that's cinnamon. Oh, it's uneven. Gosh. I'm really not doing the YouTube Academy justice today. Okay. So again, cinnamon, caramel, and rose. It's supposed to have a little bit of a balmy texture. And you're supposed to warm it up with your makeup loving fingers or your brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it. I'm going to apply the brush on my hand and then go on the cheeks. So first, let's see. Let's go with the caramel color. I did try applying this directly to the cheek. I didn't find that it lifted up the product. That wasn't the issue. I just had a hard time moving it around my face without the brush. So I think this product does do well if you warm it up either with your fingers first, or I prefer a brush. Isn't that beautiful? Oh. It's similar to the Violet FR blushes that came out recently, the Plume blushes. These are a little bit easier to work onto your face, I feel like, with the brush. But they're both beautiful. Oh, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Now, these retail for $39, like I said. But you're not getting a ton of product. But look how little I had to use to get that level of pigment. All right, beauty. So now let me build this up a little bit. Now, Armani does say that this is supposed to be buildable in multiple layers. So let's do what Armani tells us to do and see how that goes. Now, this does have a slight fragrance, but it's very pleasant. Now, this shade, I just love this shade. It's just so perfect. Now, I'm building it up a little bit more just so you can see how it can build up. But Armani, they told me personally in my 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 reading of the Sephora description, they told me personally that you can build this up in multiple layers. Now, I do have an advantage as a reviewer here on YouTube. I have a makeup-loving Mama Luxe, as many of you know. She loves makeup probably just as much as I do. She's my little tester for mature beauty. And she tested out this blush. Actually, more grabbed it out of my hand to try it. I'm kidding. She was just excited to try it. She absolutely loved this formula. She said it's probably one of the best blushes she's ever tried. The way it went on her skin, how creamy it was, how easy it was for her to apply. She sometimes finds that, powder blushes don't work well with her mature skin. The cream she likes to gravitate towards, but this in particular, this formula, she fell in love with right away. And she says hi to everybody because everybody is always so nice to her, saying hi and sending love and everything. And she says hi and sends you all a big hug. And if you haven't seen, her and I are doing a big giveaway right now on my channel at the time of filming. I'm giving away a Louis Vuitton beauty prize. She's giving away a Chanel beauty prize. And we're doing a joint prize together. So I'll put all the details down below. But just make sure you're subscribed to my channel and that you look in the description box. You just have to go over to the video where I announce the giveaway. And let us know on that video what is on your bucket list. It could be a trip, a place, an experience. And also let us know, are you looking to win prize 1, 2, or 3, or all 3, or 2 of them, whatever it may be, and what's your ranking order of preference. Okay, so I think we have that buffed out, sufficiently. So again, I did put on more than I normally would just because I want you to see how it builds up. But my gosh, isn't that gorgeous? You see how perfecting it is on the skin? That beautiful caramel shade. This is such a stunner. Now I'm just taking the clean part of the brush and just buffing it out a little bit. I love this shade. It's gorgeous. And it's so easy to blend in. Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it. And I love this shade. All right. So I think what I'm going to do, I was going to apply it on both sides so you can see, but I think maybe you'll want to see a comparison of how the caramel shade compares to cinnamon. I'm a makeup loving face, so we're going to do that. And forgive me if you hear any noise behind me. I do have the AC blowing behind me. I'm in my normal filming space, but I have a screen up because right now at the time of filming, we are experiencing a not so pleasant heat wave. And I'll say I almost passed out before, but I came very close to not filming. Let's put it that way. The walls were starting to spin. So I figured it's probably best to have the AC on. So if you hear that in the background, please excuse that. If you hear a toy in the background, it's Bentley playing with his toys. And otherwise, I hope this is a very pleasant viewing experience for you. All right, so now let's take a Shadow number 5. Now this shade I am going to buff out on my hand before applying. Oh, you see how beautiful that is off the bat? I know it's not even yet, but just gorgeous. You see how you don't need a lot as opposed to like the Victoria Beckham style, blush stylus, blush stylus. Now I'm just taking it up a little bit because it's almost like a bronzer shade on my skin tone at least. So a little bit more of a reddish undertone than the caramel shade. It equally is beautiful. For an over blusher like me, this formula is a dream. I feel like if you're comparing this maybe to like a Rhode pocket blush, that's what it kind of reminds me of as far as the packaging. I think this is taking more inspiration from Korean beauty, but it's not as glowy as the Rhode pocket blush, and I feel like it's definitely more luxury beauty, but I feel like it's also going to be much more long-lasting because of the way it's laying on the skin. It just, like my mom said, it just kind of like melts into your skin. It doesn't sit on top of it. So this is the caramel versus the cinnamon. Cinnamon. I did build it up more than I normally would, but I just love how you can bring this up the side of the face. And even if you don't have a bronzer on you, you can kind of just complete the look. Stunning. I love it. It's also the 4th of July. I'm trying to do a little filming before I watch the fireworks. In my neighborhood, they're already doing fireworks, so we're going to try to wrap this up awful quick. Okay, so here we have caramel. Stunning. And then cinnamon here. I'll go away so you can see the way it looks further away. This shade is getting a little bit washed out just because I'm under strong lights for my filming. I'm going to just try to build it up a little bit more just so you can see it and compare it to the cinnamon shade. I absolutely love both of them. If I had to pick a favorite, I may go with the cinnamon just because I love the fact that it kind of doubles as a bronzer as well, but they're both absolutely stunning, and I think they're different enough to justify having both because like I always say, why only have one when you can have two? And for $39, I know you're not getting a ton of product, but again, you don't need a lot of product to build it up. So I feel like the price is right. Kind of, maybe. Not the worst? Not the worst. Let's go with that. All right. So one more look before I take these off and put on our last shade and go watch some fireworks. But let's look it up close. Again, one more time. Again, caramel right here. And cinnamon. Let me know. What do you think? Which is your favorite? Okay, I am under a time crunch because the fireworks are going strong and the video is going to have a boom, boom, boom. So we're going to blush, 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 and I'm going to get off, off, off. But we're still going to remain professional, and that's the wrong brush. That's not what I want. Let's go with this brush. This is a BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A507. Let's get this all worked up here. Actually, maybe I'll warm it on the back of my hand. Work it into my brush. I remember I was filming last year on the 4th of July. And I remember what I was filming. It was the Makeup by Mario cream eyeshadows that came out last year. The Master Mattes. And I had to stop filming because the fireworks were so loud. And I was so young and innocent back then. I was just starting my channel. Well, not really. I had started in February. So it was a few months, but it was still very new. It's still very new now, but to me, in my mind. But I think I would have learned my lesson by now by filming earlier in the day, but I was being lazy. I didn't want to, and it was too hot. I couldn't film in this heat. Can't even function in this heat. That's pretty. I'm telling you, I need all the shades. There's another deeper pink and an apricot shade. I need the apricot. Not just because I want to say apricot. I need it. It's very bold, but I have a feeling based on the formula, once you blend it out, it will be perfection. Okay, so that is rose on one side of a makeup blending face. I think it's beautiful. The only thing bad to say about this formula is the size. Other than that, it's beautiful. The colors are gorgeous. They're different enough from one another. The finish is exquisite. I will continue to test for longevity and let you know. But my first impression is that it is going to be, if not very long lasting, decently long lasting because of the way that it's melting into the skin, but yet still showing up. You see, I only had to do really not use that much product, and a lot of it is on my hand. I probably could have just gone right into the product, but you don't need a lot of product. So even though it's a small size, you don't need the largest size. On the nose. Okay, I want to actually build it up a little bit more on my right side. Just see how beautifully blurred my cheek looks. I feel like if you maybe found the Violet FR blush to be a little bit too dry, I don't. But if you found it to be too dry, this is a very similar effect on the face, but it's a little bit not as dry. Let's put it that way. It's less dry. But I love both formulas, but this is just, it's beautiful. Look at that. I have to say, I had my doubts about this product just because of the size. Not that I thought it was gimmicky necessarily, but I just wasn't sure it was going to be like top quality because maybe they're appealing to a younger audience that, is not filming during fireworks on the 4th of July. They're actually out enjoying the fireworks and I'm sitting here filming. Maybe that's who they're appealing to. But I just love it. I'm in love with this formula. Okay, so just like last year, I'm going to have to stop filming now because of those fireworks. I don't know if you can hear them, but they're getting increasingly louder. And I'm kicking myself for not starting earlier, but that's okay. That's all right. We're going to go with the flow. We're going to be professional, even though I just was reapplying my foundation in between blushes and I hit the squirt bottle right onto my new shirt instead of the brush. So I don't know how professional we are around here on the Courtney Luxe channel, but we try. Not always successful, but I do try. But anyway, so what do we think of this effect on my makeup loving face? I love it. I love it. I love it. I want the other shades. I think for $39, it is worth it. Depending on how much of a blusher you are, how much you're going to build this up. I think because you don't need a lot of product to get a good level of pigment, I would say it's worth the price. I'm never going to say that something this small is worth $39, but I don't think it's a waste. I don't think it's a waste of money. And I think it's an excellent product. I will let you know about longevity, and hopefully I can pick up the other shades soon, but I'm trying to be good. I'm trying. But I do love this formula. I do recommend it, and I will keep you updated on longevity. And also, I do want to know, please make sure that you enter my giveaway. I will leave the details down below. But let me know if you have any questions. Also, I have another live coming up on Tuesday, July 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I had my first live last week, and it was so much fun. So many of you came out, made me feel so special, and just made my first live such a fun experience. I was like, let's do it again. Do we want to make this a regular thing? Let me know if you enjoyed it enough for it to be a regular spot on my channel. I had so much fun hanging out with each and every one of you, and I hope that even more of you can join us as we do our second live on the Courtney Luxe Special Extravaganza. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you and your time, and I love you guys, and I just wish you the best day, and I can't wait to see you hopefully on my live. So thank you so much for your time. Happy birthday, America. I'm going to go watch some fireworks and order myself a brand new shirt. Bye.